Comment 1490 is about fractions in completing the square, and it advises you to use fractions rather than decimals. This is because it's much more friendly in a non-calculator setting, and also because it's much less liable to error. I'll just give you a quick example. So if it was x squared plus 7x plus 9, you have to bump out what's in third position, and you have to decide what you would rather be there. The trick for doing that is well known. You have to halve 7. Now when you halve 7, think of it as 7 over 2. 7 over 2 is the best way to think of it, because 7 over 2 is dead easy to square. Just square the top, square the bottom. So that's why I recommend using fractions when you're completing the square, not decimals. And in this case, using a improper fraction, so 7 over 2 is much better than using a mixed fraction 3.5. Why? Because 7 over 2 is dead easy to square, 3.5 is not so easy to square. Another little trick that often comes up when you're using fractions in completing the square is that sometimes you have to get rid of the opening coefficient in order to make the method work. If it's an equation, you can do that with a red dude. And now you have to halve this. Well, I'm telling you a little trick. The best way to halve a fraction is to double the denominator. So when I look at that and I think, what's half of that? 7 over 6. Of course, you don't always need this trick. If the numerator is even, just halve the numerator. So halving the numerator or doubling the denominator are both equally good ways of halving the value of a fraction.